Hello once again. Here is the news at this hour on SBC. The members of the public can now make informed choices where they can buy their groceries now that the Seychelles Trading Company STC has included several basic items on its retail recommended price system. STC says this is part of a national campaign to reduce the cost of living, firstly through delivery of certain products to retail outlets.
This is for people to be aware of the prices and where they can access the best options while they're doing their budget. And of course, we are working with the retailers across the country so that the people can get access with these products in the districts, in the various districts, at these recommended prices. Of course, it is not obligatory for the retailers to implement these in their shops, but while we are doing also the delivery service for them, so we are encouraging the retailers to work together with us in this national campaign to lower the cost of living here in Seychelles. So we've started with bread, we've started with rice and also sugar. There are also some other products which we are placing the RRP on, and this is an ongoing process.
The 7 investors who have been shortlisted as potential candidates for the lease and development of fish processing facilities within the fish processing zone at Île du Port have submitted their request for proposal to the National Tender Board. The deadline for submission of bids was at 10 a.m. this morning.
The bids will be evaluated by the Evaluation Committee, chaired by the Principal Secretary for Fisheries from the Ministry of Fisheries and the Blue Economy, with representatives from the Blue Economy Department, the Seychelles Fishing Authority, the SFA, the Seychelles Investment Board, and the Seychelles Sports Authority. The committee has 21 days from the date of the bid submission to review the request for proposals, based on various criteria established by the committee, such as to ensure synergy and diversification of investments for both local and the export market. Thereafter, the committee is to make an offer to the qualified bidders on land to be allocated on the fish processing zone for project development. It was on the 16th of December last year that the Cabinet of Ministers, led by President Wavel Ramkalawan, approved the creation of the fish processing zone at Île du Port to have a centre dedicated location close to the seafront where fish processing factories are located.
As at week 22nd of this year, the week ending 31st of March 2021, the country is still maintaining a daily average of 505 visitors per day. This has been the case since the reopening of the Seychelles International Airport on the 25th of March 2021. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the Seychelles Tourism Board STB, Mrs. Shirin Francis, is warning against certain practices like theft on tourists and excess charges on goods and services, which might affect the image of the tourism industry.
We are still maintaining about roughly 500 visitors per day, which is normally about half of the average we used to do in a good year. In a good year like 2019, the average of visitors per day were around 1,000, which shows that we are still performing on track in terms of what we had forecasted. When we worked on our forecast, we realized we would not get 100% the figures we had for 2019, but at 50% it's still a good performance, knowing that there's still a lot of restriction worldwide in terms of travel. There's still a lot of our markets where our visitors used to come from. They are still having lots of travel restrictions. In terms of challenges, we realize that we are seeing certain practices that have resurged with the reopening of our industry. For example, theft and against tourists and perhaps exorbitant prices. These complaints are coming in as well, which perhaps at this opportune time when we all know how fragile this industry is, I can make a call to all of the industry players out there that now that we are restarting this industry, it's important that we all play our part in there to make it successful.
In other news, the Red Cross Society of Seychelles is reaching out to members of the public to make a contribution to the account number 1069-230 at the Absa Bank. This contribution will be sent to the Red Cross Society of Madagascar's bank account to help those in the region of Port Dauphin who have been affected by drought. According to the Red Cross Society of Seychelles, there are over 1 million people in Madagascar that have been affected by drought, especially in the south of the country. And that's it for this news summary. Thank you for watching. Good evening.